Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why you're attracting the person into your life, why the person's doing what they're doing, how to shape shift the energy. There's actually a lot of reasons why we look at the spiritual blocks. Really, it's to help us break the karmic cycles that keep us stuck in a place of limitation. Whenever we are connected to a soulmate, it has the potential to awaken our spiritual blockages, and those spiritual blockages will keep us ruminating and keep us stuck in a place of, like I said, disempowerment. So no one wants to stay in a place of disempowerment because again, you're going to bring more energies to you that are in alignment with that. So we can actually change the entire dynamic of our connection as well as our life when we understand how to integrate the spiritual lesson. Integration just means seeing your situation from a different perception. And then transmuting the energy means taking that energy that was created from those imbalances. So, anger, rage, fear, and then channeling them into purpose, transmuting that energy because we can't just get rid of energy. Energy has to be transformed. It needs to be alchemized. And when we're talking about our own energy, we're talking about psychologically and emotionally. We're only in physical form to learn and to manifest. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. You want to enter into what want to enter into winning a free reading with me. Well, it's on hold right now. So I'm going back and I actually have to start picking people. I've been so busy, I just haven't had time. So, like I said, I've been putting that a little bit on hold. However, stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled because I'm going back and I'm choosing people that I haven't chosen from past. I haven't chosen from certain videos. I haven't played it. I've been too busy. So you may still be chosen. I'm playing catch up. All right. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. And though I may not be playing pick write the word of the video in your comment bar, leave your comments in the comment bar. That's good karma. It's good karma. It is if it's going to be nice comments, that is. Bad karma if it's not good comments. Only kidding. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. The word of the video is tactlessness. Ugh. Well, there goes that. Like jumping right on in. Let me pick. I want to pick some. I want to pick right here. Okay, all over the place. All over the place today. Okay. Tactlessness and pride. So you were connected to somebody that was a cheater, a liar, someone that was very low vibration, and they know it and they know it and they're too prideful to face you, so you're in separation from somebody that knows exactly what they did, and so they're actually playing around like, should I even bother to come and talk to you? You may not want to talk to me, and I feel like this person, like, they wouldn't be able to handle the rejection. So there's a part of them that's like, knows how they treated you. They were trying to create a lot of jealousy and doubt, but this person wanted to create doubt within inside of you by, again, talking to other people, by not giving you time, by trying to create anxiety and worry within inside of you. And now they're in a place of regret because, again, they were so selfish. They were never like thinking about you or, again, the connection. This person lied, created illusions. I don't even think that you know this person 100%. Like, they're not just staying away from you because of, again, the flirting, not giving you attention, like just gaslighting you, trying to manipulate you, but because they're not really even who they say that they are. So And would it even be what would it even be worth if you shot them down is what I'm feeling again, because you don't trust this person. Like you said, because again, they've talking to other people. Even if it wasn't like physically cheating, it was emotionally cheating. But I do feel like this person did cheat. I feel like they talked to other people, they gave time and attention, trying to make you jealous. And of course, because they were feeding somewhere else, one thing led to another, and this person cheated. They didn't weren't looking for it. It's like they hooked up. But now they're prideful and they're like, I don't know if I can come back after all that, and they know that. And you just felt like, again, that there was still an emotional connection between them and their ex. Again, and you told them that. You're like, you're not 100% finished with that. Again, you're not through. So I feel like they weren't 100% through, but I don't feel like this person cheated with their ex. I feel as they cheated with somebody else. And that was partially because they didn't know whether they were leaving that ex or not. I feel like they told you that they were leaving that ex. And you felt like you're not giving me anything. So if you're not giving me anything, you're giving time. And what you saw was that there was still an emotional connection. Yes, but this person wasn't giving to that person. They were again trying to make you jealous. This person wasn't giving to anybody. They were selfish. They thought that they were going to stay in the gray area and have everybody like chase after them, want to be there for them, again, fight for them. This person has like this gigunda ego. They thought that they were going to collect a bunch of people for their supply. That's what they thought. So it wasn't the ex, because they were disrespecting the ex too. Again, creating illusions. Again, and there was a part of you that felt like you were living in the illusion. And what happened is you let yourself down when you actually saw this person, and that this person just didn't stop with the manipulation. It's just they could, and after a while, you just couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't, until you realized that you were being manipulated. But the thing is that this person wasn't just talking to you. They were talking to you, they were talking to other people, and they were talking to that ex still. So this is why, again, and so realize if they're giving all this time to everything else, who are they? Because they're a different person with each person. That's the thing. It's like, because they're saying that they're single, they're saying that. So what are they? They're in this fantasy world, but meanwhile they want to dominate you. They want to control. Of course. You know why? Because this person really couldn't be accountable. So they had to dominate. It's like they had to be there for a lot of other people, which made you feel undervalued. And so the relationship was always unfair. It was always one-sided. And that's why you disconnected from them. And what we see again, they stayed away from you again. They didn't want the judgment. It needs to be at an authority. They have a lot of anxiety. It's again repetitive here. And it's saying the same exact thing, where it's almost like this person has like still feelings, but again, there's fear, and there's also burdens from other connections. So, and there's a space that this person is just wasting time. And again, yes, there is a past life connection with you and this person, but it's it leaves you empty because they're not giving you anything. So I feel like this person might have kids with some of you guys are connected to someone that has kids with somebody that they stay connected to, but they're not like in love with that person. However, they were taught due to like family patterns that you stay together, your loyalty. So it's like they're not loyal to anyone because they're cheating on that person. However, when it comes to resources and when it comes to really who's going to get, it's going to be that person they've never really let go of. And that's what you felt. But were they cheating with that person? No, they were running around with that person. They were staying imbalanced. And that's really what I feel. It's like it was all about manipulation. This person, like they're not happy really being connected to that person, but they're codependent. And so they're impulsive. They do what they feel like doing. And what they do is create illusions because no one would want to be with a person that continually takes risks and then checks out because of their trauma. They stay in a place of lack, and that's why they do what they do. It's like they're looking for somebody to fill them. So again, it was like this person was collecting their supply. It's again having you on the side, and even though you are a past life karmic mate, they were never going to give you that respect. They were never going to give you that loyalty. They would again because they have to be seen as desirable. They have to be seen as, because they can't do that themselves, and in that they don't care what about anybody except for themselves, as I said. So, I don't really see them doing anything, but we will ask, are they going to do anything? Are they going to do anything to like fix this, come back, or like, and then we'll ask, what do they feel down deep inside? It's again, no, well, I feel like this person is like, there's still a passion, okay? But they know that this, if they're going to talk to you, you're going to have a real heated, intense, you know, um, like conversation, and it'll either go one way or the other. So this person is eventually going to plan on talking to you, and it'll either go one way or the other. Either you're going to be very like nasty to this person, or you're going to be full of passion. Like this is what they're banking on. So they don't really know, but they're not thinking that about the mess that they created, to be honest with you. But again, they feel like it may be also a hassle for them. So they don't really know, but what they do know is that they broke your heart. So this person is like, well, if you had that many feelings for me, maybe. It's again, but the truth of the matter is this person took a long time to fix it because they were stubborn. But they have to heal their inner child. But now I feel like there's again, they want they want to. They want to give it a try. But because this person was avoidant for a long time, it's almost like it's either now or never. So that's it's like what they know. It's like they know that they took a long time. So yes, like you can experience communication from this person soon within a few weeks. So, and the reason why is because it's almost like they know, like it's either now or never. Like this person like wasted a lot of time. That what they're seeing is like it can go either way. Like there's a lot of passion there. What would make them actually think that you would take them back, though, is what's crazy to me. Because, like I said, this person, like, was talking to a lot of people. And will they come back in a healthy way? Because I mean, we have to ask that now. I mean, and I would have never asked that question, but the truth of the matter is that this person was not good. They were sticking it in everywhere where they could, or being with every single person that they could, collecting people. What makes them to want to come back to you? What is it? It's like because, like I said, this person's not healthy. They don't want to, but it's almost like there's a chance they feel. And it could be just their ego. It's like, yeah, this person wants you to get caught up in the romance. Be careful. They want to come in and get you caught up in the romance. And they're hoping that whatever it is, you laid it to rest already, like with them, that they wasted enough time. or they're going to come on and try to lay it to rest by coming in very passionately, by helping, trying to get you caught up in the romance, like again, creating like a whirlwind, like an intense, like, but it kind of confusing you a little bit because again, they know that you're going to think that it's too much, too difficult to be with this person because again, it was too many issues to deal with. And so again, you don't trust this person and they know that you're going to read between the lines. But it's almost like this person is again wanting to come in and like with a lot of love and again a lot of passion to consume you, and it's like that's how they usually get away with things. So it keeps saying it's like that no matter how many times that this person like does this, and they do it a lot, where it says that you got to go beyond the superficial looks and go to see who they truly really are, like what they're covering up. And what they're covering up is it's again, they're fragmented. So they're still the same person. It's that this person went away for a little while and they're going to come back and they're going to pretend that they're a different person and they're not a different person. And it's again going to see, well, can I get you consumed again with me? It's again, where are you going to recognize and see the red flags? Sometimes people see them, but they don't really care. And that's what this person's like thinking, well, do you even care? Like because a lot of people don't. But I feel like you do care. This person just feels like maybe the time that I didn't talk to you, the time that, again, they still felt your energy. And there is a part of you, again, if you're like uncertain of what you would do with this person, which I don't understand why anyone would be uncertain to be with this person. Again, this person is going to again say that they're done playing games and they're filled with regret and that they want a new beginning. But understand, it's just going to be a lot of repetitive cycles. This person's hoping because again, there's been like a strong connection at one point that you're going to think that they're making changes that are better, but they're not. So it just keeps saying the same thing. Like this person is like still a game player, still like again, like things that maybe, and possibly because you disconnected from them. And the fact that you disconnected from them is pissing them off. Like how dare you like disconnect from them? That they should have did it to you. Let me get some of these cards out of the way. It doesn't like when people are fragmented, they create a big ego and they have a big ego to hide or to make themselves appear as if they're not as broken as they are. But the bigger the ego they are, the more fragmented that they are. And so that's why this person needs to like collect people and doesn't really want to really be any different. He has said, and it doesn't matter that this is a connection. This person's fragmented, so they're afraid to really get close. They won't get that close. They have intimacy issues. Intimacy at its basic level is trust. That means trust. There was trust that was betrayed at a very young age for this person. And so it's like they're fragmented and they've like only been in relationships where they can dominate clearly if they're like this. Because they're not with one person, they're with many people. And so again, and you were just one of those people where it's like, but there was a connection there. It's not that there wasn't, but it was a past life connection. And these past life connections, again, teach us. We're supposed to teach us. Again, and that not to keep us stuck in a place of pain or in a place of feeling inadequate, but being with a person like this would clearly make you feel that way. So, and that's there where their power is, right? To keep you that way. And again, I'm going to do it by intermittent manipulation. I'm going to, every time you say something, I'm just going to run to somebody else and I'm going to abandon you. So eventually you won't say anything. And when I'm around, you're going to treat me really well, unless you know your worth and you knew your worth. And so again, Spirit says card number one, space. We look at your inner child wounds, self-sabotage, love, sing, gifts, unworthy. I'm gonna pull eight today. I don't know why I felt eight, but again, eight. Protection and neglect. All right, those are the inner child wounds. And we always look at the inner child wounds because there's always a karmic theme that continues to play out. And that karmic theme is one that, like I said, will teach us. It teaches us about our, about why certain things continue to play out as karmic loops. Until you learn the spiritual lesson by healing that inner child wound, and that's by integrating that spiritual blockage, which is just reparenting yourself, which is to heal what was fragmented. And what was fragmented was that you were neglected. You were made to feel unworthy about yourself, to the point that, there was a part of you that didn't believe that you were deserving of it, of love, really. And so when you live that type of trauma because you don't feel safe, that's protected, by the way, don't feel safe, well, then you don't use your voice to ask for what you need, and you're not creating in the space. However, you have spiritual gifts. So the child that survives thrives and does so through their own imagination. So even though you didn't create, you had and you didn't really ground any ideas in becoming yourself, because again, there was no parents. It was when a child is busy about worrying about their survival, they're not saying, well, let me go and create myself. No, they're focused on their survival. And so their basic needs. And basic needs could even be emotionally fitting in. If a parent is neglectful where they don't care what that child's needs are, which a lot of parents didn't. When we were younger, you were just a kid and you just, you know, the parents were, focused on, you know, teaching, not really letting the child have their unique unfoldment process, unless there was a talent that was like really screamed at you. So when you see like children that play an instrument at a young age, or they're an artist at a young age, they're like have this gift, but the majority of people don't. They have to again go out and find it by being a child, by going out and exploring, by utilizing the space. Again, space is just time, and to go out and find themselves. Again, not happening if we're in a place of survival. It's again, we're too afraid to do that. We're going to focus on emotionally what we can get to soothe ourselves. We're going to be a little bit codependent, because we feel unworthy. So we're going to overgive, we're going to overdo, we're going to, because on some level, we don't love ourselves enough because that's what we were taught. Is it conscious? No. It's again, no one self-sabotages themselves purposely, but by not loving yourself, you would have accepted that because, hey, you used to being neglected. And what Spirit said was you needed to go through this experience, not to be with this person, but to know your worth, because this person made you feel as if you weren't worthy because they had this person, this person, this person. And they really thought, well, I can come back and I can get what I want. And what they're going to see is that that's not true, because they have a lot of healing to do. And what they see is that you've also changed. You're changing. This is something that this connection I feel like really like impact this person and impacts this person because you didn't sit there and say, oh yeah, I'm going to take this, where the others did that. Karmic sits there and the others that are on a low vibration sit there and they take the breadcrumbs, but you didn't take the breadcrumbs. And that's why this person is like, again, it's like you're that one now. You're the one that got away. You're that person. You're their person because they don't want to be with somebody that wants to be with them. Again, they don't like who they are. They need a supply. These people, after a while, when it's so available, well, it's like, ugh, there's no challenge, there's no romance, there's no mystery. It becomes boring. Well, they're giving breadcrumbs and not giving anything. So they didn't plan on having like a connection to you at all. And so that's why. It's because of your strength is what I feel. Is again that again you are going through a transformation. That's why I say you're not the same person anymore as they, and that's what they watched. Hey, again, all these other people are still hooked on me. They still really care about me. You went through a transformation. You were like, peace out. You left. You stepped into your true self. And you're going on the grand journey and realizing that all experiences, good and bad, are what is shaping your life. And that's what Spirit says. And that live authentically and boldly. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Be true to yourself. Again, don't let anyone dim your light. You're protected. Know that. And Spirit just says, this is all, like I said, part of the grand journey. You're a warrior of light. Use your passion to fight for what you believe in, stand your ground. And this was all about seeing beyond your immediate fears so you could elevate your perception of who you are, of again, like connections, what you're supposed to learn and how to get a good connection, really. You have to step into the best energy of yourself and know your worth in order to really attract that same into your life. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. And a lot of times, like I said, we're conditioned in an environment that we don't even realize that we're not like coming from our true self. We feel like we are. And we want to be good people and we want to, but then, like I said, relationships could really get us caught up in our head because they create so many emotions. So Spirit leaves us off with one more message, and that is harmony. Open yourself to the divine being within yourself. Know that you are made in the image of God and that you have the power to bring light into your life, that you can turn any darkness in you into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment and anger and doubt, you find harmony. So, again, this person actually did help you transform. And that, again, was if you didn't get what you needed, then you were taught not to love yourself and you didn't get that love and that nurturing. Well, Spirit's saying it's like it's time to integrate that part of yourself, to find harmony with the inside of yourself, to integrate that itself, because you weren't aware, obviously, that that's how you were like what you were allowing. You were just saying, I want to treat people the way I want to be treated without paying attention to how that person was treating you. You were too paying attention to how nice you needed to be to that person when they didn't earn it. They didn't earn it. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.